The Community Television Consortium of Stark County presents What's Happening, a show about you, the people of Stark County. I'm your hostess, Susie Vitale. Join us as we begin our show with Kay Schilling and Sandy Bose, co-directors of Life Chain of Greater Canton and Massillon. I believe you have a code of ethics.
Yes, we have a code of ethics that goes out to every person that participates. And the code of ethics basically is a Christian code. At all times they are to behave in the manner of a Christian person. The code of ethics states they cannot stand and block any driveways. They also, if anybody says anything maybe that they don't appreciate, they smile and just pray for them. There's no talking, between passerbyers. And also that the only signs that we hold are the signs that are given to them. And it's a statement, it's a loving statement of the love that we have for our unborn, for women, and for the nation, for America.
Okay, so this is going to be an orderly demonstration. There will be no blocking of anything. People are just going to be standing there. So, did you have to get a police permit for this?
Yes, I mailed all the information. Every year I call the police, and we've done it for 4 years. The Jackson Township Police and the Canton City Police have all the information. And because it has been so peaceful, and you almost think the day of the chain that it's not going to happen, because we have organized. We have over 70 churches, maybe 2,000 people, and we have a place for each one of those churches to stand. And so they all come in, they're parking in different areas, they're coming from different areas, so it runs very smoothly. When they leave, they quietly leave in the same orderly fashion.
They were very amazed at how people came and left just quietly, and there wasn't any traffic jams, nothing.
Okay, so if someone is pro-life and they would like to participate, could they feel comfortable showing up? Do they have to go to their church's area? If their church is not participating, could they just join in any place?
They can join in any place along the route that they feel, they'd like to be a part of.
Okay, and you have 70 churches.
Yes, we had over 70 last year. There may be more this year. We already have, to this date, 1,000 people signed up, and there's more coming in. We'll have tables throughout the route set up with extra signs. Last year we had people that were from out of state or out of city, just happened to be driving by and wanted to participate, so they can just come and get a sign and stand in wherever they want to stand.
Okay, and this is now what time and what day?
Excuse me, it'll be Sunday, October the 2nd, from 2:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon.
Is there a particular time that people should start arriving so that, in other words, you want everyone there by
ready to start at 2:30. So usually they start coming right around 2 o'clock.
Okay, it's
and
probably
get in their places.
Really something to behold. I've seen pictures in the papers.
Right.
So if someone is interested in joining in at this late date, what is a phone number they could call for more information?
Okay, they can call at the Christian Book Barn at 455-9950. And then you had a number, Kay?
Yeah, they can call my home at 454-0371. So between Sandy or I, they should be able to reach one of us. And we have, on the 29th, Thursday evening, we have a praise prayer service. This whole event is centered around prayer because God delivers the success, and we focus on Him. And where the people come and pick up their signs, all the churches send a designated person to pick up their sign on Thursday the 29th.
Okay, we're out of time. Thanks for coming this evening.
Okay, thank you, Susie.
Next up is John Picard. Stay with us. Our next guest is John Picard, who's from the Stark Metropolitan Housing Authority. John, what is the Stark Metropolitan Housing Authority?
Susie, the Stark Metropolitan Housing Authority is a branch of the federal government, if you will, and basically what we do is we provide housing to all low-income families. In that, and we need to stress that, is a great deal of, a large number of elderly families, if you will. We call them families, but it may be a single adult or 2 adults we provide housing for. We also provide housing for families that are low income whom are disadvantaged, if you will.
How do you do that?
At this point, we have a large stock of housing units, both in high-rise, low-rise, and single residential families, homes in neighborhoods all through Stark County. Some are in clusters or developments, and some are out in neighborhoods that would surprise, I think, the average person. In that, we maintain those facilities, and all of our tenants pay a certain amount of rent that is subsidized by the federal government. So they are paying rent, but maybe not as much as that house would be rented to for a typical citizen.
Now, what's your title? What do you do there?
I'm the Stark Metropolitan Development Architect. I'm relatively new to the agency, 3 months in or so, and I am their architect, and I oversee all the construction that Stark Metro is involved with. That includes new construction of homes, any kind of renovation work, and rehab work, lead-based paint abatement. Yes, it is a big job. It's quite involved. And we also purchase a great deal of materials, paint, floor carpeting, etc. when we have these people under contract to maintain our facilities.
Now, you have 3 particular different developments that you want to talk about. What's the first one?
The first one, which is one that's just about to finish up, October 1st is the finishing date, basically, is a turnkey project in Alliance. It's 25 homes, single-family homes, basically 2 and 3 bedrooms, well, 3 and 4 bedrooms, I'm sorry, and yards, full yards with a backyard. I think you'll be showing some photographs of those. They're very nice homes.
They're very nice.
Very nice homes, and we'll be renting these out to our tenants and maintaining them for them. The tenant is in charge of taking care of keeping the units clean, obviously, and mowing the grass, that type of thing. So,
what's the name of that development?
That is Westwood Homes, but they are scattered sites, and when I say scattered sites, we'll have 2 or 3 homes in this neighborhood and 2 or 3 in another. So we don't really have a development name, and we try to get away from the word development as much as possible and use scattered sites, which is fine. I use the word myself. So.
Okay, what did you mean by turnkey? Use that term.
Turnkey is basically, it's something that federal housing is getting involved with in the last few years, and it seems to be the best, to the best advantage to taxpayers' dollars. And what we do is basically the developer or a developer fronts all the money for the property, for construction, for maintaining the construction site, right up until the very end, where the housing authority, Stark Metro or any other housing authority in the area, goes in, inspects the homes, makes sure that they were built correctly in the way they were, and during the construction process where they're also, and then at that point we buy them back, and it is a turnkey. In other words, they turn the keys over to us.
That probably eliminates a lot of little...
That's right, and we specialize in putting people into homes, not building homes, although we do some of it ourselves, but not at a large scale, and sometimes we need large-scale building to get enough houses available.
Now, you've also renovated some apartments?
That's correct. Girard Gardens is one of our biggest projects right now. It's a 6-story high-rise building on East Tusk, elderly building again. We put a new roof on it, renovated all the tenant spaces, alarm systems to protect the tenants, new landscaping, that type of thing. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there was one other
The other major project, and the most important, I guess, for us right now is our new central administration facility. That is a new office for all of our staff. Basically, right now we're kind of separated, and we're in kind of older buildings that really need updating. This is a new building that will be built on Tusk and Cherry, corner of Tusk and Cherry. It's 35,000 square feet, basically an office building to house our facilities. There will be a groundbreaking, if I can refer to some dates, a groundbreaking for the Girard Gardens on November 1st, or an open house at Girard Gardens. That's our elderly high-rise. The groundbreaking for the central office would be October 13th. Which we should be breaking ground at that day and putting up construction fences and starting the actual construction of that new office building. And the ribbon cutting at Westwood Homes is September 22nd. So we're looking forward to all of them.
Okay, if somebody wants more information on any of these projects, what number could they call and who could they talk to?
They could talk to myself, and my number is 580-9077. That'll be my office number.
Okay, and they'd ask for John Picard.
John Picard,
And we know that everybody probably teases you because it's the same name as the man on Star Trek.
Starship, right,
you notice
exactly.
I didn't do it.
Yeah,
So.
you did well.
Okay, thanks for coming this evening.
It's my pleasure.
Stay with us. We've got more. Our next guest is our good friend Mary Lou Remley, who's here from the Stark Department of Human Services, and you're here to talk about foster parenting this evening, but you're a foster parent and adoption recruiter.
Right.
Okay.
We do both.
Okay. You have an upcoming event?
We sure do. We're gearing up right now for our 7th annual Foster Parent Recognition Banquet, and that's going to be held on Friday, November 4th at Skyland Pines. And we've been doing this for quite a few years, and we're really excited about being able to do it yet another year. The purpose of our banquet is to recognize the fine work that our foster parents do all year long. It's a very small token of our appreciation and also the community's appreciation, because the banquet is solely funded through the sponsorship of community agencies.
That's really nice.
And it's a really nice evening. We have Jack Chesterfield and friends providing music, and we have a cash bar at 6 p.m. and then dinner at 7 p.m. followed by a short program. And we have Dan Schneider, who is the director of the Public Children's Services Association of Ohio, who will be our keynote speaker this year, and he'll share some thoughts that he has, and we'll just recognize all of our foster parents at that banquet. So anybody that's interested in the community is more than welcome to attend.
Okay.
Tickets are $20, and we're already taking reservations. They have their choice of either a steak dinner or a chicken dinner. And they would call me or our minority recruiter, Mary Pratt, at 438-8789 in order to get more involved with that.
Okay, and this is also to publicize the need for foster parents.
Exactly. It kind of serves a twofold purpose for us. Of course, we want to recognize the foster parents we have, but we also want to make the community aware of our foster parent program, and that although we have a lot of wonderful foster parents, that we continually need more. And it's just a good way of getting the word out into the community and kind of sparking people's interest, having them call in.
Now, I've asked you this before, but what kind of person do you need to be a foster parent?
They need to be at least 21 years of age. They can either be single or married. We accept both single adults and married couples into the program. We're looking people that have stability, in their income and in their housing, but people don't have to own their own home. We're really looking more that they just would have adequate space to have a child. They have to be willing to attend our orientation training, and we do background checks, criminal background checks, and so they can't have any kind of a felony conviction, and there are certain offenses that, whether they would be misdemeanors or felonies, that would rule them out. But basically, we're looking for people that are committed to children, that are wanting to work with them while they're in foster care, help them to deal with the problems that they're having, and prepare them then to go back home when mom and dad have worked out their own problems.
Okay, and you give these parents training?
Exactly. Orientation training is a mandatory requirement. It's 15.5 hours, but we hope it's a lot more than just a requirement. We hope it's a time that they can learn more about the program, learn more about what abused and neglected children have experienced and what kinds of problems they might bring into care because of that, learn more about child development and separation and attachment, and that it'll just be a good foundation and preparation for them as they begin their foster parenting experience.
Now, once the foster children are living with them, what kind of support do you provide?
Well, each of our foster parents has a worker from our unit that is assigned to them that is available for phone contact and does regular home visits with them. And then the child that is placed in the home has a worker that's working with that child and also with the biological family on the reunification plan. They're available for support. We have ongoing training that they can attend, and that's a big time of support. And they network among themselves, and we also have a staff psychologist that's available to them to help out.
Okay, now you're called a foster parent adoptive recruiter. Do you have an adoption foster to adopt program?
We have a foster to adopt program for people that are wanting to become foster parents with having the goal of adoption, and what they end up doing is taking a legal risk until the children are legally free for adoption. And then we also have a program just strictly for adoption for people that would have that as their goal and they don't want to take any kind of risk about having the children in their home. And anybody that would be interested in any of those programs could give us a call. We have packets of information that we send out. I'd like to point out that there's never any obligation. They just need to get information, learn about the process, and we'll go from there. And if they want to continue, then we'll tell them what they need to do.
Okay, and these are children that how have they come to you?
They've been either abused or neglected. They've come into our temporary custody. Our goal is reunifying with their family, and that's what we're trying to do through services. If it's not possible to reunify, then our new goal becomes permanent custody and then finding an adoptive home for the child.
Okay, if someone is interested in your banquet for your foster parents in foster parenting, just getting more information, no obligation. or either any of your adoption programs, what's the number they'd call and who would they talk to?
They would call 438-8789, and they would either talk to myself or to Mary Pratt, our minority recruiter, and we could get out the information to them, and we'd also be more than happy to just talk over the phone about the programs and answer any questions they might have.
Okay, and Mary can speak from experience because she is adopted.
That's right, and she's currently a foster parent as well.
Okay, thanks for coming this evening.
Thank you.
Stay with us, we've got more. Our next guest is Andy Graffenried from Pathway. Ann, what is your title?
My title is Recruitment Director.
Okay, and you're from Pathway. What is Pathway?
Pathway is a private social service agency that provides foster care for children who've been abused and neglected and in need of out-of-home care.
Okay, and what does Pathway try to do for the youth that it's taking care of?
Well, aside from just providing foster care, you know, a bed, 3 meals a day, and a family to take care of them, we try to provide treatment foster care, which is foster care that is therapeutic, that tries to help children get over their problems.
Okay, how are children referred to Pathway?
We get our referrals from the Departments of Human Services of Stark County and the surrounding counties, but our therapeutic foster care network serves mainly Stark County children.
Okay, and these children have come from homes that they were unable to live in for various reasons?
Yes, they're unable to live with their birth parents. They've been abused and neglected. Many times they've had multi-placements. They've been in many different foster homes.
Okay, so you're trying to provide a place of stability?
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Okay, tell us more about the treatment foster care. What does this involve?
Well, treatment foster care, I think, differs from what we think of as traditional foster care in that the foster parents are especially trained and given the skills and the tools they need to deal with these difficult children. This is a difficult population. These are kids who have had very tough lives, and they need a special understanding. You need the tools to be able to maintain them in your home, and that's what we provide for our foster parents, our teaching parents.
Okay, now there's undoubtedly a lot of training that goes into preparing your parents for this. What sort of training is there?
There sure is. The pre-service training that we provide for our foster parents entails 25 hours of training, which includes learning how to make behavior plans to help children resolve some of the problems that they have. We give them CPR and first aid training and some other hours of training that they're going to really need to help these children maintain in the home.
Is there an ongoing support then once the children are placed in the home?
I think that's one of the things that makes our agency different from many other agencies, the level of support that we're able to give our foster parents. We are on call, first of all, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for teaching parents who might need us in case of a crisis. And we also have case managers assigned to all the children in our homes that are available. They're as near as your telephone, and they're going to be visiting the children in your homes at least on a weekly basis, if not more so.
Now, what age group are we talking about that would be in the treatment foster care?
These are basically school-age children. I'd say probably 8 or 9 are about the youngest children through ages 17 and 18.
Okay, are they permanently in foster care, or are some of these going to be going back with their parents?
Many of these children are already in permanent foster care. The case plan is either long-term foster care or they possibly could go into permanent custody, possibly to be adopted. Many of the children are going to be with us for a long time. There are very few short-term kinds of placements.
Okay, if somebody is interested in the treatment foster care program, what number would they call and who would they talk to?
All they need to do is call and ask for Ann at 454-7297.
Okay, now what kind of people would you be interested in that could call you about treatment foster care?
You know, you just need to be an ordinary person. We don't ask that you have a pot full of money or that you be a rocket scientist with 3 different college degrees. Ordinary people, single moms, single dads, married persons, persons who are maybe 40-something or 50-something, as long as you have a sincere love for children and want to make a difference in a child's life and have the space in your home.
Okay, do you have to be in a home? Can you live in an apartment?
You can live in an apartment. You don't have to own your own home. You just need to have the space.
Is it helpful if these children have their own room because of the problems that they have?
It is very helpful. It's not absolutely necessary, but it is helpful.
Okay, what kind of feedback have you been getting from your program?
I think our program's been doing very well. Many of the children that began when our program started up a couple of years ago are still with us and still making progress in the foster home. And for children that have been bounced around from many homes because they couldn't stay there because of their problems, that's a big, big step.
So you're hoping to make a lifetime difference?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, thanks for coming this evening.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Next up, we have Natalie Gelfo with the calendar of events. Stay with us. Next is Natalie Gelfo with the calendar of events. Natalie?
The Quail Hollow State Park Camera Club meet the second and fourth Tuesday at 7 p.m. at the Mansion. Guests are welcome. Meetings feature programs of instruction and entertainment. The numbers are 877-6652 or 452-8085. Frank Tebow, The Man We Knew, at the McKinley Museum is an exhibition of photos and memorabilia that recall the Stark County Natives campaign days and the time served in the U.S. House of Representatives. It will remain on view through the November 14th. The museum is at 800 McKinley Monument Drive. Hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and noon to 5 p.m. on Sunday. The museum number is 455-7043. The Kent State University Stark Campus Percussion Ensemble, under the direction of Mark Maynor, is holding auditions for new members. The ensemble consists of area, amateur, and professional percussionists, college students, and outstanding high school student musicians. Concerts are presented on campus and the community throughout the fall and spring semesters at Kent Stark. For more information and set up audition times, call 499-9600. The Lincoln High School classes of 1965 and 1966 are planning their 30-year reunion for August 4th and 5th of 1995. If you are a graduate of either class and have moved since the last reunion, or know someone who has, please call Dave Szymanski at 484-4826. The Canton Christian Home is sponsoring a seminar, Tax Reduction Strategies for 1994 and Beyond. It's given by Greg McNulty, a Brunner Cox consultant. Participants in this seminar will learn what they may be able to do in 1994 and make a significant difference in the year beyond. The seminar will be held Monday, October 17th, 1994, 10 a.m. to noon, and it will be repeated again that evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. For more information, call 456-0004. The Stark County Wilderness Center has several activities going on. The Enchanted Forest, October 7th and 8th, Chicken Barbecue, which also in conjunction with the Story Concert, October 22nd. On October 1st, Astronomy Day for the whole family. October 2nd will be a woods walk, a bird walk, and a basket workshop on October 15th. And October 16th, a speaker will be there speaking about quilt, history, and poems. For more information, the number is 359-5235. An all-day seminar at First Friends, Inside, Outside, Balancing Your Whole Life, will be Saturday, October 1st. For more information, call 492-6333. A nationally known comic, John Rathbone will be among the entertainers on Sunday, October 9th at the Park Hotel in Canton for a comedy benefit, with proceeds going to Canton Country Days School Expansion Program. Jack Thomas will act as a host for the evening. The show begins at 7:30 p.m. featuring comedy, magic, and music. For ticket information, call the Canton Country Days School at 453-8279. To volunteer or receive information about the Stark County's free adult services, call in Alliance 823-0560, in Canton 456-9590, in Massillon 830-1836. The 200-voice Community Christian Choir is rehearsing Tuesdays at 7 p.m. at the Mayfield Center Auditorium, 13th Street Southwest near Raff Road. Singers are needed immediately. The 9th annual production will be presented at the Palace Theater December 8th and 11th through the 11th, featuring a professional 30-piece orchestra. Needed immediately to fill the festival's choir quotas are 13 sopranos, 20 altos, 5 tenors, 18 basses. No auditions or tryouts required. For more information, the number is 453-6086. Pleasant View School for the Arts is having a benefit auction October 2nd at 1 p.m. Proceeds go to the PTO and to the school. Some of the items to be auctioned are the 1995 Chrysler Neon Lemo dinner theater tickets for 4, a ski weekend for 6 at Holiday Valley, and an Airdyne exercise bike. There will be a raffle table, bake sale, and a lunch available. For more information, call 497-6002 or 499-4694. If you are a nonprofit club or an organization and you'd like to appear on What's Happening in Stark County, you can write us at CTC, P.O. Box 8335, Canton, Ohio, 44711, or call us at 493-8925. What's Happening is broadcast Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. on Warner Cable Channel 11, and Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. on Massillon Warner Cable 50. And that's all that's happening.
Thanks, Natalie, for filling in for Pat Anderson. This was your CTC debut, and we're looking forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you.
That wraps up another edition of What's Happening in Stark County. Thanks for joining us.